So, I'm back here again with another Batwoman review. Now, you're probably wondering, wait, didn't your last video title say something like, this could be my last Batwoman review, and the key word being could there? Because, as I said in that video, I would still be watching Batwoman, seeing how it does, and also seeing if I would be doing another review this week. And I've got quite a few reasons, maybe one by the title as well, is that now Batwoman has been picked up for a full series order at the CW, which even though is a surprise, not a surprise to some people, it kind of is for me, even though it isn't. It's like when people were hating about Batwoman way before episode 1 even aired, where just based off the trailers, right, people were just like, oh, this shit's gonna get cancelled, just watch this get cancelled kind of thing before it even starts. I was just saying, like, people saying that, whether they're uneducated in all of this, or just don't really know how the CW works, or this, that, and the other, but I was just thinking, that's not gonna happen. Just watch this actually probably get a season 2, despite how it does. Now, the reason why I'm also a little bit confused is because Batwoman, just like how I've been feeling, it's been reflecting that. I know a lot of you guys and girls out there really do enjoy this show, and don't feel like it's as flat and bland as I do. But it has been dropping numbers week by week. Now, I don't know how it's done for episode 4 as of when I'm making this video right now. But yeah, that's kind of why I'm making this video as well. I thought not only has it been renewed, it's been given like a full series order. So it's going from the original set number of episodes, which I can't remember if it was like 13 or 15 or whatever, but now it's getting 22 Batwoman episodes, which, oh boy, I'm not really that excited for. And I'm not doing that in like a, one of those people who are just hating on Batwoman way. I'm just genuinely saying, as much as I enjoy little bits about this show and I'm watching it and I'm keeping up to date with it and stuff like that, I don't care that it's been given even more episodes. I don't even know if that's a wise thing, just with how much blandness they've already achieved in the first 4 episodes. Now, another reason why I wanted to give you my thoughts on this episode is because, reading all your comments, you were saying, some of you, well, a lot of you, as you can imagine, were agreeing with me, and these aren't the typical comments that you guys who are really loyal to this show are thinking, oh, it's just some people who can't accept a woman being a strong female hero, or maybe just put in another way there, people just hating on it for no reason. No, trust me, look at like the comments of my previous videos. A lot of my viewers, I feel, write really intelligent comments in the comments section and start a really good discussion, and a lot of you provided honest feedback for Batwoman, which, I didn't know how you guys would feel about me saying what I said about this show, but a lot of you have given like very mature responses saying, yep, I feel the same. Personally, I'm going to keep watching it. Even though I really like this show, I do admit it's been bland, blah, 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 blah. But some of you also said that 3 episodes isn't enough, which is why I thought maybe I might, review this episode anyway, because, I said 3 episodes is enough. Personally, I think 120 minutes. And what I mean, to articulate that a bit better from last week's review, 3 episodes I feel is enough to kind of judge if you're going to carry on watching a show based on a couple of different factors. So I think it's enough to judge on the show if there's absolutely nothing alluring it to you beyond 1 or 2 things. Then it's probably not something you should spend and wasting potentially even more time through another couple of 40-minute episodes to try and sell yourself on watching the full season of 22, right? But if you're watching 3 episodes of something, you're still not sure about it, but there are things and moments that you have enjoyed for quite a period of time in the various first 3 episodes, then fair enough, give it a couple more. But for me, the reason why I said 3 was enough is quite simply because I was struggling, because I found everything completely, average being here, way down here. I was just like, it's not terrible at the bottom, but I am just not seeing what is interesting about this show beyond it being like, as some people have described in the comments of my previous videos, just kind of junk food TV, a TV show that you don't massively care about, but you'll watch it anyway because it's Batwoman, and it's got some cool things in it every now and again, but it's nothing that you're gonna really subscribe to. So after a bit of thinking, I thought, you know what, at least I'll make my thoughts for this video, because it is kind of appropriate in the sense that it did take 3 episodes for Batwoman, with the 3rd episode being the Hush, or should I say more accurately, just Tommy Elliot side of things, with her ending the episode actually taking the Batwoman persona and Gotham finding out that it's not the Batman, it's actually in fact somebody new. So why not watch the next episode, give you guys my thoughts on the first official episode with Kane being acknowledged as the Batwoman in Gotham City. I thought, okay, from the promo, Magpie looks like a typical CW weekly villain kind of thing. But, other than that, I'm going to see what this is about, see how, if, any more roots have been solidified even more into the show that feel like they're blossoming or beginning to blossom for me. And, off the top of my head, I literally just saw this episode, like 20 minutes ago, fresh in my mind. In all honesty, yet again, it is bland. It is lacking interest, but once again, it is marginally improving. Now, I honestly, if you're watching this and you're still watching it and to this point in the video, I have no hate or agenda or anything towards this show. I want to just simply enjoy it. I really do. I seriously really do. But as I was watching this episode yet again, and I know some of you may be getting sick of me hearing this, and trust me, I'm going to stop reviewing this if I absolutely find nothing to talk about whatsoever. Even though it offered an element of what I enjoyed seeing more of, that being Kane in her really cool Batwoman suit. I really do like the Batwoman suit. I think she looks great in it. It still felt like, okay, this is just like, well, as what I said a minute ago. Somebody said in one of my previous reviews, I think it was episode 3, it's okay content, it's okay TV, but it's kind of junk food TV. And unfortunately, being Batwoman in episode 4, like properly now in Gotham City, didn't really pack the punch and change that I felt was needed for this show. And that's a shame, because I really wanted to be injected into it a bit more now. So let's talk about Magpie. So Magpie was basically your villain of the week. I thought what they did with her story was more than okay, believe it or not. Despite what I'm saying about Batwoman still, I thought that what they did with her character was accurate to the character. She was Magpie. It was an interesting choice for Kane's first kind of Batwoman, unless you count Tommy Elliott, because Batwoman was already suited up by the end of last week's episode. But interesting choice. I think, at the end of the day, even though I wanted more of a punch to be packed in this episode, maybe it was the smart choice to go with someone like Magpie. Someone not like massively threatening for Batwoman, but enough of like maybe a little bit of a detective case. Very much so like a cousin to find out what the heck was going on with her in the city. Why Martha Wayne's pearls went missing, which was something within itself, because Luke Fox had a couple of moments in this episode as well, where she was speaking to Kane. And also one thing I liked about Kane in this episode is they definitely brought the struggles of the double life. And before I digress, that was pretty cool, because being a vigilante, trying to hold down a normal life and relationships is probably not really achievable. So we had that with that new lady who I've totally forgot the name of, who was serving drinks to Kane last episode. By the end of this episode, didn't really work out, even though we all know ultimately endgame is probably Sophie and Kane. But either way, liked how they explored that. But back to the Bruce Wayne stuff with Luke Fox. Apparently Bruce Wayne spent years looking for Martha Wayne's pearls in the streets, and even spent $1 million getting them back. So I don't know, that really just confused me. In this situation, I don't know who they decided to go with, who killed the Waynes. It doesn't really even matter, but he didn't grab the pearls and they didn't like break or anything like that, where you would assume the GCPD or Bruce would have gathered them up there and then, and that's how the pearls got recovered. But in this iteration, like, Bruce spent years, like, I guess maybe the Waynes died and obviously the person got away with the pearl necklace. I know, random thing to talk about, just something that entered my mind. I don't know. We still have newbie elements of being a bat vigilante for Kane, which I do like. I really do, even though it wasn't necessarily her fault, because I didn't mind stuff like this. I felt like it was cheesy. It was, but when I look back on it, it made me laugh. Like you just saw, when she threw the Batarang and then she tried to bring it back, but it wasn't calibrated properly for her arm, because she has shorter arms than Bruce Wayne, because the Batarangs have a bit of tech in them that like boomerang them back to the person who just, threw them. So as a result, she broke probably a very expensive vase or vase, whatever way you want to say it, in that place where Magpie was looting. But other than that, it couldn't have felt any more kind of CWE, if that makes sense, with the way Magpie got apprehended, just being grapple hooked. It was cool, like, just getting a grapple hook out and yanking someone like that, but into a swimming pool, and it's just like, oh, we just finished the episode plot there and then. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is, no matter if you agree or disagree with me here, whether you thought that Magpie stuff and just the general episode up until the point where she was thrown in the pool was very good or whatever, I feel like unless you're completely fanboying or fangirling out here, you can't tell me that you're really, really finding this way above average, way above average and great. Now we got another reference in this episode, and Batwoman, you can keep doing this. You can keep doing this, but it's not really going to impress me because I know, just like with this world you have kind of purchased, you're not going to be able to deliver upon it. And if you do, I will completely, I don't know what, but like hold both my hands up. It's going to be interesting to see how you would handle whatever I'm, suggesting here. But what I'm trying to say is there was a Killer Croc reference. But does that matter to me? I guess I appreciate it, but it's just, with all of these references already being out there, like Bruce Wayne's already been Batman for quite a while. He's had a Bat family. There's Robin references. Where's Nightwing? Is he in Bloodhaven? But would they really leave Gotham abandoned? La-di-da-da-da. And as for the big villains like Mad Hatter, the Riddler, people like Killer Croc, I guess, Joker, I don't care about. I love Joker. I'm just saying, like, I know they're never going to do him beyond, like, the flashback thing. But do you really want to keep teasing your audience with bigger Bat family or Batman Rogues Gallery stuff if we all know that the CW, with its limitations and the licensing behind such characters, you're not going to do it? And, I think it's just going to rub people up like me the wrong way even more, because one of my gripes, and I get some people, and you probably watching this right now, may not care about this remotely as much as people like I do, in terms of like what Gotham would be like if Batman went missing for 3 years, and all of that stuff I said towards the end of my last review. You would know that there would be chaos. You would know that these characters would be running around, but everything's just kind of all tucked up and okay, and the villain they can do is Magpie, which is a character which is never going to be used for the big time in a long time, probably. So, hey, CW, you have it for Batwoman. It just doesn't feel like this is Gotham to me, even though it is. Now, Alice, again, this episode kind of took a bit of a back seat. It seems that the biggest part of the storyline they're building up is the Catherine Hamilton Kane stuff, which got revealed this episode to Jacob Kane. Yet again, Jacob Kane being one of the strongest performers in this series. I truly believe, especially when he found out from Catherine Hamilton Kane, who had been trying to, find out the location of Alice. This is her involvement in the episode in terms of like, oh, you're trying to keep quiet what you did in the past, or blah, 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 just trying to like just make her worry about her telling Jacob Kane first about this big dark secret. And the big dark secret, even though I think there's more to it, or at least I'm hoping there is, because I'm kind of now suspicious as to what they're going to do with now a full 22 episodes, which we'll get onto in just a minute, is that because Jacob Kane and Kate Kane kept looking for Alice, or should I say Beth, when they were younger, they were never going to stop. They were never going to stop being sad. Catherine Hamilton Kane at the time kept seeing this, and it was very clear to her that Beth was dead. Nobody had found her. So she decided to fake those bone fragments, because really I think they were just from deer bone fragments. And as a result, you can naturally imagine Jacob feels awful. No wonder Beth feels, or should I say Alice feels like she got abandoned, despite that there were months and months and months of looking. But yeah, I get it. I was just expecting, really? Is this Catherine Hamilton Kane's dark secret? I was kind of hoping that she was involved in the disappearance for like a bigger reason. Maybe all of that is true. And one thing I will say to you guys, I'm actually, believe it or not, if you're watching this far, this is seriously genuine. I'm looking forward to next week's episode, because I watched a promo for it, and we're going into the backstory of Alice, apparently, or at least from what I can tell of that episode. And Alice, yet again, alongside Jacob Kane, the actors and actresses behind them, I feel is another strongest performance in the show. And I'm looking forward to finding out what the deeper flesh is of Batwoman Season 1 with that story, and showing Beth when she was younger, and kind of giving the context as to why she became Alice. There was the stepsister doctor stuff that ended with Kate Kane putting a tracker in Alice's boyfriend, I guess you would call him, and he's going to lead her back to Alice, and then they can find out who this Mouse guy is, because if you guys remember, apparently Mouse is a big part of the plans. And that's who Kate Kane's stepsister found out about. So next episode, I think, judging from the promo, Kate Kane's going to go over there. And then Alice's origin is going to get brought up and we see it through flashbacks. That would be cool. And so everyone, the episode ends with Gotham embracing its protector, or should I say Kate Kane embracing the Bat. Just reaffirming once again that she is Batwoman, she is here, she is protecting the city, and she's proven her worth even through apprehending Magpie in the most bat awesome way by slinging her down into a swimming pool. Yet again, very CWE kind of like that. I don't know what to say. Like, I feel like every week I'm just going to say to you, unless things really do change, it's okay. It's just okay. I'm not impressed. It's just okay. Like, I don't get how you could find that amazing. I wish I could find that amazing, but it's just not. It's just, I can't. I don't get it. Please help me understand. But the bigger question that I want to get onto, which I'm guessing is related to the title of this video, and to be honest, what I wanted to talk more about rather than this week's episode, because it was just quite straightforward this week, is what is Batwoman going to do now it's got 22 episodes? Are they going to continue Alice on, or are they going to do what Eric Wallace has done with The Flash Season 6, in terms of now he's the new showrunner, he's going to introduce 2 new villains this season, like one for 6A being Bloodwork, as like a main villain, if you will, but for Season 6B, the second half, up until episode 22 of The Flash, will be an entirely brand new villain. We still don't know who that is, whether that's a speedster or whatever, but the bottom line is it's a big bad villain. So is Batwoman going to continue on this Alice storyline after the original Season 1 episode order? And then in Season 1B, Batwoman then gets another big bad, if you will, which could be someone like Tommy Elliott returning or someone like that. I'm not saying it's going to be, I'm just giving you an example. I think the best option would be to put the Alice stuff, nip it in the bud, and then introduce another big bad, maybe post-Crisis on Infinite Earths or something like that, for Batwoman to tackle up until episode 22. But I seriously hope, for Batwoman's sake, not that I don't think this really matters, because the CW seems to kind of ignore, or maybe they just kind of have quite a bit of low standards, that enough for them to get another series, because I feel like with how Batwoman's going at the minute, it's still just like very average TV. And even though I say that Batwoman is improving every week, I will only keep reiterating that through saying that maybe it's like adding one more teaspoon into your coffee jar. Like, it's not adding a whole clump. It's just one little teaspoon of coffee being added to your coffee, just to make it that little bit stronger, but it's no way near strong enough for somebody such as myself. So everyone, I'm going to leave this video there. I know it was mostly a load of recycled thoughts, as I've echoed in my previous reviews, but I trust some of you watched up until this point because you were interested in hearing my thoughts on the latest episode regardless. Now, where will things continue now with Batwoman reviews? I don't know. I think I might take some of your guys' advice as what you commented in my last review of episode 3, saying maybe just make a video whenever you feel like it, or every 2 weeks, giving us a little update on how you think the show's performing. I may very well do that, just because the way things are going every week, it will be true to my last video title and how this may be my last review, because I just don't simply care enough about this show. I feel like even though that Kane is dressed up in the bat suit now, or should I say the Batwoman suit, things will be looking up, and maybe the momentum of the show with the interest at the same time will be rising on the line graph, rather than just constantly being stagnant all the time. I sincerely hope that's the case, but right now it's just I couldn't give a flying crap about it, if I'm being honest, and I keep looking for something that just isn't there. I keep looking for this needle in a haystack, and I'm not finding the needle, so to speak, being my interest. So let me know if you feel the same way. I'm sorry if I made this seem more negative than what it was supposed to come across. It's not meant to be the case. I'm not hating on Batwoman. I just think that it could be a lot better, but it is, it's just really disappointing and underwhelming. That's the only way I could put it. Even though this episode, there was nothing inherently wrong about it, neither with last week or the week before that. There's nothing really inherently wrong about them. They just aren't massively entertaining television. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. For those of you who keep wondering about Watchmen, I will be trying to do a video on that. I'm pretty late to that, but I'm going to still try and do something Watchmen related. If you want to follow me a bit more, you can find my links in the description down below. Join my Discord server to talk about Batwoman with me personally. If you feel like doing that and actually talking about what I've said in this video, check out the link at the top pinned comment of my comment section down below. But other than that, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you, Bat family, in the next video. Goodbye.